Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Rabbi.
This week's parsha is Parshas Vayechi, and this week's parsha, the end of Yaakov's life. Yaakov blesses all his children. Before he blesses his children, he blesses his grandchildren, two of his grandchildren, Menashe and Ephraim. And this is such a important blessing that till today we say it to our children. When you want to bless somebody, you say Simcha Elokim, may God grant you and make you and give you the strength like Ephraim and Menashe. Like Ephraim and Menashe. So what is so unique about Ephraim and Menashe that Yaakov blesses them and that blessing continues till today? That's one. Two, another element of this question is Yaakov tells Yosef that I am so proud of your two sons that they will be to me like Reuven and Shimon. They will be part of the 10 tribes. Part of the 12 tribes, sorry. And three, he says there's something, V'ata, these two children that were born to you before I came to Mitzrayim. Before I came to Mitzrayim. Just say these two children. What's the meaning to say that if you have any other children, they're not included in this blessing, not including 12 tribes, that's fine. Just say these two children. You don't have to say the ones that you had before I came to Egypt. The explanation is like this. That Yaakov was very unique in comparison to Avram and Yitzchak by the fact that all his children were complete. They were all tzaddikim, they were all righteous, they were all following the ways of Hashem. Avram had Yishmael, that wasn't exactly on the best, path, at least most of his life. And Yitzchak had Esav, also quite a challenge. When it comes to Yaakov, Yaakov had 12 tzaddikim. And this is a great accomplishment, that all his children were following the path of Torah and mitzvahs that Yaakov dedicated his life to. However, this is all great while they're in the environment of their house. But once they leave the environment of their house and they end up in the world, and they move to a different town, to a different country, to a different place, we don't know what's going to happen. Meantime, Yosef ended up in Egypt. Not only did he end up in Egypt, he ended up in Egypt as a slave. He had tremendous challenges, and he proved this great accomplishment that even though he went through all these challenges and he was in a different place, still he remained a tzaddik. He remained complete. That's a whole nother level. That's a whole nother star on the on Yaakov's record. That not only has children that in his house they were complete, but even when Yosef moved out of the house and ended up in a different country with terrible circumstances, nevertheless he remained holy. Okay, that's good. He has a good memory. He could play the memory game. He remembers how his father's house looked like. But Yosef has children, and the children don't know Yaakov. And these children keep the tradition, and these children maintain their connection to God and Judaism and Torah at that time. That's a great accomplishment. That is where Yaakov says, these two children, before I came to Egypt, before I came to teach and to bring that environment to Egypt, you have, not only you stay complete, but you have two children that they stay complete, they stay dedicated. Wow, that's amazing. Now, what's these two kids? They represent two different things. Ephraim and Menashe, or correct the way we say it from a historical point of view, from a chronological point of view, is Menashe and Ephraim. And Menashe was named Menashe. Why was the name Menashe? Menashe is that he should, Hashem placed me here on Egypt, but I should not forget where I come from. I should not forget that I have Jewish roots. And I have a great grandfather and a father and a great grandfather that were all holy. And I have to connect to them. So this is a person that's living in the past. He's not forgetting his heritage. Ephraim is that Yosef says, I want to thank Hashem for making me boss, for making me knakamacha in Mitzrayim. Ephraim represents, and not only you're living in the past, but you're living in the present and you're living in the future. That your Judaism is alive, not just because you remember something from the past. Your Judaism is alive because you're involved. You're active now. It's an active Judaism. It's a with it. It's Judaism with the times. It's the same Judaism, but you're living with it. This is something that Yaakov says, wow, that you can have a combination of these two levels of living in the past and living in the future at the same time. This is the true completion. This is a true blessing that anybody can have, can wish their kids. They should maintain the tradition of the past and to continue and bring it into the future. Hashem Shalom, we should be inspired to recognize the great opportunity every one of us have. We have the tradition from the past, and we have the opportunity to continue this torch into the future. May we have all the blessings that Yaakov gave his children, especially Ephraim and Menashe, and we should be zeicher to the coming of Mashiach B'Karam Mamish. Amen.